Hi, I'm Jasmine Nicole. Welcome to the Motivational Mystic, a space for authentic, higher conscious conversations to motivate, inspire, and empower. Thanks for listening. Each week, I'll drop a new conscious raising episode. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Well, I must say, there is a lot of intense energy percolating throughout the collective lately. For today's episode, I want to have an honest conversation about cultivating and preserving your peace. Inner peace is something many people desire, but very few people attain. Inner peace isn't something you can buy. It isn't something you can steal. Inner peace is something that has to be cultivated. Inner peace is something that has to be developed. Because life is no fairy tale. No one's life is perfect. We all experience peaks and valleys, highs and lows. But how you decide to manage those polar extremes matter. It's inevitable that you are going to encounter people that can ruffle your feathers and get under your skin. Whether it be in the workplace, grocery store, school, the list goes on. It's just human nature. Not everyone is operating on the same wavelength, the same frequency. So what might be tolerable to some people can be a nuisance for others. You can't control the annoying things people say or do that get under your skin, but you can certainly control how you respond to it by taking self-accountability. Recognizing what your triggers are can help you stay level-headed, so it's easier to maintain self-accountability. Taking self-accountability gives you the opportunity to stop and think if a situation is worth your time or energy. I've learned that when you choose inner peace over engaging in other people's pettiness, you get to sit back and be entertained by their foolishness. And honestly, that's when it starts to become comical when you look at it from that perspective. People who find comfort in chaos don't have inner peace, so they try to hook other people into their misery. Keep an eye out for people who always find themselves in the middle of gossip or drama. I like to call them cyclones of chaos. They thrive on drama, and they try to suck everyone around them into their orbit, whether it's drama they create themselves or sticking their nose in somebody else's business. A lot of narcissists tend to behave this way. However, discernment is crucial for recognizing individuals who thrive on drama, envy, or chaos. Having awareness of these agents of chaos and setting boundaries are essential for protecting one's inner peace and avoiding negative influences. For those of you listening who have cultivated inner peace, you may have encountered people who are at war with themselves, who seem agitated by your peaceful nature. You're out here just doing your best, looking your best, living your best life, unbothered. And some people can get triggered by that. Your inner peace, your inner light radiates outwardly, and to someone who doesn't have that, they may envy it. That tends to lead people to projecting and presuming that your life must be perfect, or that you don't have any problems or challenges in life. They presume your life has been easy peasy, a cakewalk, all because of the way you carry yourself. It's funny because oftentimes people who have been able to cultivate their own inner peace have experienced some of the lowest of lows in life, but they were resilient enough to dust themselves off and rise from the ashes like a phoenix. I've experienced this in my own life, where people have become triggered by a person who has inner peace because they fall into this trap of competing and comparing themselves to others as a way to measure their own self-worth. However, comparison is a thief of joy and inner peace. Everyone is not meant to be the same person and do the same things. That's what makes life interesting. We all have different strengths, weaknesses, and unique characteristics. Like flowers in a garden, we may all be different, but we are all uniquely beautiful in our own way. Variety is the spice of life, so that compete and compare nonsense is so unoriginal and unproductive. No thank you. We don't know what anyone else has been through in their life, unless you're able to walk in their shoes from childhood to adulthood, and I think that's important to keep in mind. Self-accountability. Absolutely no one has life completely figured out. We are all just trying to do the best with the cards life has given us all. Some people are able to persevere despite life's obstacles and adversities they experienced and not let it rob them of their joy and inner peace. They don't let life get the best of them. Life is going to happen regardless, and how you carry yourself matters. People who have cultivated inner peace have done the inner work to achieve self-sovereignty, so they're not easily shaken when experiencing hard times. They develop more of a "this too shall pass" mindset, and it allows you to live life more authentically. Living authentically can be challenging in a superficial world where a lot of people are walking around with a facade. You meet their representative first before you get to know the real person. But some people don't know how to turn the facade off. Some individuals struggle to embrace authenticity and individuality and become perplexed by people who have these attributes. Preserving your peace is also a form of self-care. Especially as women, we have so many things that require our attention pulling at us, whether it's work, school, kids, family life, or taking care of elderly parents when that time comes. Women are really just the jack of all trades, and we get so consumed being everything to everyone else that we frequently neglect ourselves. I think it's important to be intentional about taking time throughout your day to schedule moments of peace. I mentioned earlier in the episode, inner peace is something that has to be cultivated. It has to be developed by the individual. So take inventory of the things you enjoy doing that brings you peace and joy. They don't have to be monumental things or even things that cost money. Just think of the little things you can incorporate throughout your day that will give you peace of mind. For example, I like taking hikes in nature to clear my mind and relax me. I also meditate, and what I really enjoy doing is going to sound so simple, but whatever, I enjoy it. I love taking a drive in my car, opening the moonroof in all my windows, putting on some good music, and going for a drive. Just vibing out to music I enjoy, and mostly I do it after a long day of work. It just relaxes me. Everyone will have their own thing that will work for them. Another method that I have used to cultivate inner peace is by doing internal check-ins with myself. I learned this technique a few years ago at a health and wellness retreat that I'll share, and I think it would be a cool exercise for today's episode. Okay, so I'm going to ask you 4 questions. And once I ask these questions, I want you to ask it to yourself and write down the first thing that comes to your mind. So grab a piece of paper, pull up the notes app in your phone, and get ready to answer honestly. Okay, so question number 1. How does my body feel? You want to answer with the first thing that comes to mind. Question number 2. How does my mind feel? Question number 3. How does my heart feel? Last question. How does my soul feel? These are 4 very powerful questions you can ask to check in with yourself. You can get a temperature of, how you are and how you feel, and it can assist you in developing inner peace. Internal check-ins are very powerful, and it has helped me to cultivate inner peace by helping me identify how all these aspects of me are feeling on their own and how they collectively work together to help me as an individual operate and interpret the world. So it's been a very helpful tool personally for me to cultivate inner peace, and I would highly recommend it for people who are looking to cultivate inner peace, or it's even just good to check in with yourself to preserve inner peace. I think it's a really good self-care exercise. And I'm really big on self-care being a very important component of an individual attaining inner peace. I highly believe the two are linked to a certain extent, or at least work in tandem with one another. Well, that's all I have for today, everyone. Until next time, goodbye.